Hi, second graders. Today's story is from Knowledge 4, Lesson 7, called Hercules. Before we begin our read aloud, I'm going to introduce our vocabulary words. Our first vocabulary word for today's story is the word aimlessly. Repeat after me. Aimlessly. Aimlessly means without purpose or a plan. Our second vocabulary word is the word commotion. Say commotion. Commotion means a noisy confusion or fuss. And our last vocabulary word is the word dreadful. Say dreadful. Dreadful means terrible or extremely unpleasant. "It's Hercules!" a boy shouted. His father stopped in the middle of their plowing field and ran to get his son. The boy's mother, terrified at the sight of the large man, stopped her work in the field and dashed to join the rest of her family. They all rushed into their farmhouse and slammed the door. The huge, muscular man who had caused all this commotion sighed and continued walking past the farm in long, powerful strides. He was used to this sort of thing, although he remembered a time when his appearance would have been a cause for joyous celebration. The man was Hercules, mightiest of heroes and son of Zeus. As a baby, he once subdued or calmed 2 snakes that someone put in his crib. Such was his strength. He could carve a new channel into the ground to change the direction of a river, or wrestle and defeat fierce beasts or monsters to save the people in trouble. There was only one thing that Hercules could not defeat: himself. That was why everyone now feared him. You see, Hercules had a temper as powerful as his muscles. When he became angry, he would strike out against whatever or whomever had angered him. Then he would feel terrible, thinking, "I told myself I would not let that happen again." But it was always too late for whomever he had hurt. At last the other Greeks told Hercules, "You have done many great things for us, but now you are a threat to our safety. You may no longer live among us. Furthermore, anyone sheltering you, feeding you, or even speaking with you will also be forced out from among us." So Hercules, once the most beloved and admired person in the land, was forced to wander, friendless and alone. After a while, he no longer cared about his appearance. His hair and beard grew shaggy. His clothing became torn. If no one else cared, why should he? Food was not a problem, for he was a great hunter. But he no longer took pleasure in a hearty meal. He just ate to survive. For 3 long years, Hercules, who had the strength and courage of a lion, wandered aimlessly. If he stumbled into a place where some dreadful danger threatened the people, he would take care of the problem on his own, although no one had asked him to do so or even thanked him at the end. Then he would just continue on his way. One day, as he sat on a hillside with his back against a tree trunk, Hercules noticed a line of horsemen riding into sight. Their road passed by the foot of his hill, so they came closer. Then, to Hercules' shock, the lead rider held up his hand to halt or stop the others, and turning to his horse, started alone up the hill, straight towards Hercules. As the rider came closer and closer, Hercules rose to his feet in surprise and alarm. He thought, "Doesn't he know what will happen if he approaches me?" The huge man began to wave his arms and shout, "Go back! Go back!" But still, the horseman rode straight toward him. Now Hercules could see the rider's face, and his concern became even greater, for the horseman was another great Grecian hero, Theseus, king of Athens. The 2 men had become loyal friends ever since Hercules had rescued Theseus from the underworld. Now, as Theseus continued toward him, Hercules shouted again, "Go back!" But Theseus rode straight up to Hercules, dismounted, and then took Hercules' huge hand between his own. "I've been looking for you, my friend," Theseus said, and despite everything, in that moment, Hercules felt a faint ray of hope. Theseus went on, "I know you did not do those dreadful things on purpose. Come with me to Athens, where the people care more for true justice." By helping Hercules, Theseus was risking his crown and his entire way of life. Fortunately, the Athenians so completely trusted his wisdom and honor that they then too welcomed Hercules among them. Still, the huge man felt sad for what he had done. Theseus told him, You will never be free of the past until you have worked away your guilt and mastered your temper and your great strength. Go ask Apollo, the god of wisdom and truth, how to do those things. And remember always, you have a friend who believes in you.